Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
We have breaking news out of Burmester, Utah, as two Westlake wide receivers, redshirt sophomore Brian Barnes and redshirt freshman Jamar Justice, have been suspended indefinitely after each receiving $75,000 payments from a booster 3 years ago when Barnes was a high school senior, Justice was a junior. A booster that was a former Westlake recruiting executive by the name of Nathaniel Cox. He was the one who paid them the money, and the school found out of this after the two spent a combined $8,600 at a Miami strip club just days before the team's opening game in Atlanta, Georgia against Alabama. So certainly a big loss for Westlake, losing two players who had very high potential to something as silly as this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. As it's obviously very shocking to see some of the Westlake Hornet players with those allegations, and that could be a big hit to this program. However, the wide receiver core on this team is pretty deep, so I feel like it shouldn't be a big deal that Brian Barnes and Jamar Justice are gone. Likely forever. I don't think they will ever play a game, or another game for the Hornets, as Brian Barnes did play last season. But if they do come back, that would be surprising, but I think that would obviously benefit the Hornets, as they are two very talented players. But without further ado, let's get right into recruiting. Alright, so I am assuming we're now a 6-star prestige for, I think this would be the first season that we're a 6-star, so we're going to have a bunch of top talent wanting to come here, hopefully. And there you go, a 5-star, number 5 in the country is first, Ulri Ayaluko. You recognize that name? That's right, we got the younger brother of Ayo Ayaluko running a 4.28 40-yard dash. This guy's probably even better than Ayo, which is crazy. Marcus Shelton, recognize this name from the recruiting special back in Season 5. We didn't talk about him last year, but the year before we did. So it's good that he wants to come. There's a 5-star athlete, Steve Thompson, from... He's from Ohio, but it looks like he wants to go to a Utah school, which is interesting. Fred Campbell, another custom recruit, he wants to come. There's a custom recruit, Kyrie Hampton. So yeah, as you can see, there's a bunch of really good players. Lawrence McCoon, he's a custom recruit. So we're going to have ourselves a really good class this year. I can already feel it. So let's now look at the recruiting. I'd also like to note that we have these two brothers, Patrick and Aaron Ward, who are both custom recruits. And they're number 130 and 131 respectively, which is hilarious. So I figured I'd mention that. We are now at scouting. I'll show it just because I guess it's interesting. Starting off with Ulri Ayaluko. He goes down to a 77, but still looks like a really talented player. His hands need some work, but 97 speed. That's going to be scary if we get him. Marcus Shelton. He goes down to a 75, but he still looks like a good player, and we really do need D tackles. Steve Thompson goes down 6. Yuck. Come on, Steve. This guy's interested, right? Yeah, he's the guy from Ohio who wants to go to a Utah school. Looks like a quarterback, so we're probably not going to really go after him. Fred Campbell, custom recruit, he goes up to an 81. Jeremy Barnes, he goes up to an 80. Brandon Battle, he goes down to a 78. Matt Ball stays at a 77. John Paul Patterson, he goes down to a 75. So not a lot of busts so far, other than the one guy. Tim Beck goes up 1. Lawrence McCoon goes up 1. Now, Marcos Vadites, we talked about him last year in the recruiting special as a potential 5-star prospect. He's only a 3-star, so I wouldn't be shocked if he's a gem. And he is a gem, 77 overall. This guy very well could be the Leon Moore replacement. We do have James Love, so that's a question mark. Lewis Kahn, we've been talking about him the past couple years. He has A speed. He looks like an insane athlete. I don't know how he's a 4-star. And he goes up to an 81. 93 speed. My gosh, does this guy look scary. Scott Moss, we need D tackles. He goes up to a 79. Same thing for Devontae Cook, and he's a custom recruit. He goes up to an 80. Josh McClelland goes up to an 81. Ryan Burton is a bust. That's great. Mike Johnson goes down 1. Eli Jackson, custom recruit, stays at 76. Aaron Ward goes up to a 78. And then Patrick Ward goes up to a 76. And then here's for the rest of the guys who will probably scout within the coming weeks. Now it is time to look at the depth chart, starting with quarterback. The Champ Britton replacement is redshirt freshman Peyton Curtis. Yes, Mike Hadley did do a good job as the backup last year when Champ Britton was out, which was barely any time. But we like Peyton Curtis' skill set more. He's more mobile, has a stronger arm, not quite as accurate as Hadley. However, I do think he's a better fit for his offense. I think Curtis is Champ Britton, but with a stronger arm. At running back, of course, it'll be the senior Alex Ellis, and then the backup will be Jason Gibbs, one of two true freshmen who are not being redshirted this season. We have Dante Savage, who's better. We have Patrick Daly, who's also a little bit better, but we are redshirting both of them for Gibbs. At fullback, it'll be the senior Randy Larkin. We could use a replacement, and Westlake is looking at Harold Bunk Salami, a custom recruit. At wide receiver, Everett Lemieux will remain at the number 1 spot. Michael Wilson will stay at the slot spot. However, Nigel Wiggins, who is expected to compete for the number 4 spot at the beginning of the season, will not have to now, since Jamar Justice can't compete with him, and Brian Barnes isn't there either. So he will have the number 2 spot, and then for the number 4, it was down to true freshmen Malik Brown and Noah Newton. Hard choice, however, the Hornets did end up going with Brown, so Noah Newton is redshirted. If Brown performs better than Wiggins, then they could swap spots, and the number 4 receiver does get a lot of playing time, as Aoe Aluko is the number 4 receiver other than his senior season. At tight end, it'll still be Standu Fishing and Jeff Washington. The offensive line, 3 starters are back. Neil Scott and Mike Carter are new starters, but other than that, it's the other 3. Maybe could look at a different right tackle, as Donald Shaw did struggle down the stretch. The defensive line is very similar. Isaac Solomon, Brock Rivero, QJ Casimir. New second defensive tackle, that's Ernest McCoy, who in limited snaps was very impressive last season. Excited to see what he can do. At left outside linebacker, could be a competition in season between Alex Coker and Cole Spencer. However, right now, it will go to Coker, who has shown signs of improvement throughout his career. Middle linebacker will be Owen Jackson. Right outside linebacker will still be Agobo Anecho. The secondary, Wesley McNamara is the number 1 still. Jeremy Harrington jumps up to number 2 with Quentin Campbell gone. And then an interesting battle for the slot spot. It's going to go to Emmanuel Charles because he has been very good at the number 4 spot throughout his career. And that number 4 will be occupied by the former number 1 athlete in the country, Adam Alexander, who will have a bigger role as his Westlake career goes on. The safeties, Leon Moore, Sean Briggs, that's the same. Matt Fellows, Alberto Prompel, that's the same. Adam Alexander and Sean Briggs will be the main specialists. And then kickoffs will be Matt Fellows again. Long snapper, I assume last year was William Underwood, and it will be him again. We definitely have a very challenging schedule. Week 1, Georgia Dome, Chick-fil-A kickoff against Alabama. That's likely going to be a home game for the Crimson Tide, as they have a lot more fans closer to that area. However, there will be a lot more Alabama haters. Week 2 at TCU. Week 3 a bye week. Week 4, rematch of the national championship against number 1 Penn State. Week 5 is a bye. Week 6 at USC. And then we have a 5-game home stretch against Utah State, Utah, UCLA, Colorado, and Arizona. And then a 3-game road stretch against Boise State, Arizona State, and BYU. Here's a look at the preseason polls. Obviously, we are at number 5. 95 overall, 93 offense, 97 defense, 6-star prestige. There you go, everybody. If you see your team down here, good for you. I'm a little surprised Army was as low as it was. I think it was somewhere in the 20s. And Army's been very good the past couple of seasons, so that's a little bit strange. And then dead last is Texas State. Good for you, Texas State. For the Heisman watch, look who it is in first, Alex Ellis of the Westlake Hornets. Of course, he won one back as a sophomore. Didn't last year, even though I thought he was better than Tony Jones, who was the winner a season ago. And then after them, it's John Flores, Cedric Edwards, and Bruce Bryant, who will be seen next episode. Looking at the preseason All-Americans, we see Alex Ellis on the first team. That's the only offensive player we have. But on defense, Brock Rivera, QJ Casimir, Frank Fiddlestick, Agobo Anecho, Wesley McNamara, Leon Moore, Sean Briggs, basically a decent chunk of the defense. And then on the second team, no offensive players again. Emmanuel Charles, Jeremy Harrington. And then for the Pac-12, did I pass it? I sure did. For the Pac-12, Maurice Walker is the quarterback. We got Alex Ellis, Michael Wilson, Everett Lemieux, Brock Rivera, QJ Casimir, Gobo Necho, Leslie McNamara, Emmanuel Charles, Leon Moore, Sean Briggs. And then on the second team, Ron Robinson could have been a Hornet. Decided not to. No one on offense. There's Isaac Solomon, Jeremy Harrington, and that's it. It had an All-American symbol next to Peyton Curtis's name, but I don't see any freshman team, so that's a little bit strange. I highly doubt he made the all-freshman team last year, considering he was redshirted. Okay, so I'm about to start offering scholarships. Of course, we have 20% instant commit. And here's Ulri Ayaluko. Now, the person who made Ulri Ayaluko, he's actually a custom recruit. That is RMP. Today is RMP's birthday. So let's give us a little bit of a birthday present and instant commit him. Oh my word, we did it! Ulri Ayaluko! An instant commit! Let's go, boys! So, the younger Ayaluko brother is officially a Westlake Hornet. That was quick. Fred Campbell, want to join him? Ah, darn. There's a bunch of guys who are first year, I'm pretty sure. Tim Beck? Dang. Marcos Vedietz? Nope. Josh McClellan? Darn. You can tell when it makes that sound, you know they're not coming. Or they're not insta-committing. Mike Johnson? Nope. Aaron Ward? Nope. Curtis Vincent? Yup. Curtis Vincent is now Westlake Hornets. The 2 wide receivers. How about a third? Ikeka Jackson? Yup. So 3 instant commits are all wide receivers, which isn't really a position of need. Yeah, we did just lose Brian Barnes and Jamar Justice, but still. Ah, the streak ended. Chris Burton, 60 overall. Darn. Marcus Lee. Okay. We don't need a 3 safety, but shit, I'll take it. Colin Boomer, custom recruit. Darn. Marcus Snyder. Nope. Marcus Jones? Nope. Wait, he's locked out now? Wait, what happened? Did we get him? Oh, we did get him, but why does it say locked out? That's really weird. Thomas Robinson? Nope. So I'm confused about this Marcus Jones situation, but other than that, we got 4 guys, including Ulri Ayaluko, so that is just flat out clutch. This is how we will be allocating our points for at least the start of the season. I do plan on making some changes to the board. I also plan on organizing it more. It's not very organized at the moment. So I believe that'll end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously a shocker to see 2 of our receivers go, but we got 3 via the insta-commit, including 5-star Ulri Ayaluko. So that'll do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great Friday.
hey,